Time for sport. Jean-Emile's joined us. The fallout of the match between his beloved Liverpool Football Club and Tottenham Hotspur continues. Just to remind you, Liverpool lost that one by 2-1, but there was a scandal regarding the use of, I use the word scandal, maybe it's an exaggeration, but there is a big argument about the use of video refereeing and how some things are seen and some things aren't. And at the centre of this, a goal scored by Diaz, which really was a goal, but VAR said he was offside, and when they looked at it, he clearly wasn't.
Yes, and it was such a critical part of the match. And of course, the fallout has just carried on because it was also such an enormous match in the context of the league. So at that point, Liverpool had already had a player sent off in Curtis Jones, a red card. Luis Diaz scored a goal. The linesman flagged offsides. The referee sent the call up to the video assistant referee box, thinking that he was calling it as an offside goal, and he just wanted the VAR to check his decision. The VAR apparently thought that the referee had flagged a goal. So they said, check complete. They sent it back to referee Simon Hooper, and he awarded an offsides call. So no goal. So it wasn't even a case of them drawing the lines incorrectly or anything. They did not draw any lines. They didn't take the time to even correct the referee when they got the call wrong from the video assistant referee box. And ultimately, Tottenham, then scored a goal just 2 minutes later off that free kick for offsides. So that really could have swung the game completely around.
So is this Liverpool being bad losers? Is that what it boils down to? I'm just raising this because people might be saying this at home or wherever they're watching, because there is this aspect about it. You think, well, it's only you're only complaining because you lost. And sometimes rulings go in one side's favour or against. That's the way the ball bounces, to quote the line from the very famous song.
You would think so normally. I mean, we've had situations where Jurgen Klopp has complained. Actually, he remained quite magnanimous after this. But no, the club released a statement, and that was following a statement from the Professional Referees Association. The Professional Match Officials Limited apologised, saying there was significant human error which led to it. Then Liverpool, and you see the statement there, they said that while there may have been significant error, the failure last night to correctly apply the laws of the game did not occur, resulting in, and that's quote unquote, sporting integrity being undermined. So for the club to come out and say that, that means clearly there is a bigger problem at play with the Referees Association now led by Howard Webb, the former referee, at the head of this. And now Liverpool, they've asked for the audio recordings of that game to be released. Allegedly, Howard Webb has acquiesced to accept that request, and so we should be getting that audio recording. But once again, just putting the whole integrity of the sport into disrepute, it's quite a serious allegation against what was supposed to help the game in video assistant refereeing.
Indeed, many people across the world will be saying, well, it's football, what do you expect? They've got no sense of integrity among themselves. They always row amongst themselves. It's the way they are. However, I saw the goal. I watched the match. I saw that goal. Diaz, the player concerned, was clearly onside. And one wonders, with 46 cameras filming this, with VAR technology now, with teams of referees working on the game, how can such errors happen? It is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, this is all a case of the communication between the referee and the video assistant referee. And it's also the Premier League's own directive to have video assistant referees still looking at these lines, drawing them, and then sending back the results to the referee and communicating that way. Now, FIFA had, in the World Cup, implemented a semi-automated offsides technology, which would just basically say, offside straight away, and it's a brilliant technology feature. The Premier League declined to introduce that. So this is really on the Premier League now, in terms of this miscommunication. And surely now any kind of inquest is going to look at that and say, to remove any kind of human error, we have to look at this semi-automated technology. So a huge inquest. And this isn't the first time, of course, Mark. Even this season, we saw Wolves against Manchester United. It was a clear foul by the goalkeeper Onyama in the box against the Wolves attacker. And the referee and the VAR just didn't communicate in time, and no penalty was awarded to Wolves. It could have swung the match completely. So,
and you see things happen in games. I mean, games that I've attended, live, and games that I've seen on TV. That make you wonder, well, why can't the VAR sort of somehow flag this up, talk about these kind of things? You wonder what's the actual point of having it if you can't say, look, we saw this happen, this needs to be acted upon, move on along those lines. And then it makes you start to wonder, why'd you bother having a referee at all? Why not just have like all these referees around the side and then a voice on a television that says, he's offside, stop the game. Yeah, I mean, I'm being silly, but clearly the way the game is refereed and run and administered on the pitch clearly needs to be reviewed.
But there is a fear that there's almost like a boys' club where the VAR doesn't want to interject. If the referees had a bit of a poor game, they just want to leave them alone. That's all conjecture. In this particular instance, the VAR, Darren England and his assistant, Dan Cook, they've been asked to step down for the next set of fixtures. But only 48 hours earlier, they were in the United Arab Emirates officiating a game. Now, we're not going to get into the nuts and bolts of being there, but it's...
Were they supposed to be there? Or were they sort of doing what is called in parlance where I come from, a foreigner, i.e. working outside their contract to get some extra money?
No, well, they were getting extra money, but it was given the authority by the Premier League
so they've
Referees
broken
Association.
The rules.
Yes, but now we've even had former referee Mark Clattenburg saying, 48 hours after a game, that far away, they're bound to be tired. There's bound to be mistakes. I mean, so...
Everyone's tired though, Jean-Emile. You're tired, I'm tired, we're all tired.
We're all tired.
That's not an argument, surely. I don't think that's an argument. Because you could see that, going back to the original goal, Diaz was onside against Tottenham. That goal should have stood. Simple as that. I can see it. And I don't even support Liverpool like you do,
So many questions.
It's infuriating, isn't it? It's infuriating stuff. Because people pay money to watch the game. Let's not forget that. People might fork out, I don't know, €50, £50, a lot of money to go and sit and watch a game and have it sort of ruined by poor refereeing. It isn't fair at any level. There we go.
And we do hope that any inquest does lead to an improvement in the game. And that's all we can say at this point.
I'm sure we could say a lot more about it because we've both seen these things happen so many times, Anyway.
That's the sport for now.
Oh, well, that was a one-issue sports bulletin, which was fantastic there with Jean-Emile. Fantastic stuff. I mean, clearly the VAR is here to stay. It's not going to change. In the Rugby World Cup, it seems to work on a very good level, doesn't it? I mean, clearly...
Communication and transparency. That's all we want.
The introduction of yellow card, you go off, it's reassessed to see whether red or it stays as yellow. It's quite an interesting thing, but I don't know. The nature of the game changes all the time, and that's it. So, I don't know. We'll see. Jean-Emile there.